I'm Steve Colburn, Artistic Director and Oboist for the Washington Island Music Festival. The festival started initially through our visit to Washington Island.
And he and his wife, Marley Sabo, who was a soprano and an instructor at the Wisconsin Conservatory of Music, visited the island and thought they would like to play some music up here.
I thought, this is kind of fun, this is beautiful and lovely. And our friend met us at the ferry boat and gave us a quick tour of the island. And very, very quickly, I began to feel that I had found what I was looking for. And I began to think about how could we arrange things to spend some more time here. We started talking to a few folks, the head of the bank, the head of the editor of the newspaper, the director of the Art and Nature Center. And we just asked, did they think there would be a good reception for some concerts of classical chamber music on Washington Island. I think we spent about 3 hours at the Art and Nature Center, kind of going over how it might work. And then we got really down to the essence of it when the woman who at the time was in charge said, well, this all sounds great, but how much would it cost? I had not really given much thought to that. The concerts had occupied my thinking. And when she asked me how much would it cost, I had to kind of think very quickly on my feet. And I said, we'll give 3 concerts of chamber music, we'll do a children's concert, we'll do a lecture discussion, and you can charge whatever you want, and you keep the money, and our fee will be nothing.
We do provide them housing, and so the trade-off is they bring their families up here for 2 weeks, and we find housing for them, preferably on the waterfront, so they get the benefit of being on an island, and they give us this fabulous music. So we have a good number of very high quality musicians. Most of them come from the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra. We have several from the Wisconsin Conservatory of Music. We have a gal who comes up, Samantha George. Now she used to be the assistant concert master with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra. And she plays with the ensemble. But what she also does is she gives pre-concert talks, and will spend 15-20 minutes talking about the pieces that are going to be played. And the people have said that these talks really make a difference.
When I sit down in November to start the process, it usually takes me about 6 to 8 weeks to organize it, and really the hard part is not finding what to play, but finding what to eliminate, because there's so much wonderful music. That's really the task, is to choose the major works that are going to appeal to the musicians and to the audience, and from that you try to find something familiar to them, or at least by familiar composer or style, and something they've never heard before.
We want people to come up here. We want them to see what we have, and of course spread the word. They have a program they're putting on that is unique to the island. It features a local poet who has passed away, and they are using his poetry. We
suggested to Eric Ewazen that he might want to consider some of Bill Olson's poetry as the text for these choral pieces. And he came up with island songs and landscapes.
And Bill Olson's poetry captured the spirit, and it's a work about basically Washington Island through the seasons. So I enjoyed having that opportunity to write this piece. Hearing my music brought to life like that it's thrilling. It's thrilling because composers, a lot of times, it's a solitary profession. You hear it in your ears, you hear the performers play it like that, it's great.
What we love so much is that this is such a special place, and to have the privilege of bringing our family here and to be able to work in depth on music and to create art here is something that, that we just really can't put any kind of value on other than to just say thank you so much to those who make it possible.
People just have to be so in love with music. So in love with playing chamber music together that they want to reserve this time in their summer schedules to come here for 2 weeks and just be devoted to chamber music. The festival has not grown so much in in size and scope, but rather in quality. And that's really the kind of growth that I think we're all most interested in.